As a real estate investor and coach, people ask me these three questions that they think are silly or stupid, and sometimes they're simply afraid to even ask the question because it creates a vulnerable moment that they're not ready to address. And for whatever reason, they wait until the very end of the call to ask them.
Can I ask you a question? You won't take it personal.
I love answering these questions because it gives me a chance to really help them on a deeper level. Let me share them with you now. I've been working with a lot of people that are interested in getting into real estate masterminds so they can build a portfolio, particularly in the short-term and mid-term rental world. Now, that being said, I've had probably 50 plus phone calls with these people, and I hear all the reasons why they can and can't be successful. I want to share with you how I can answer them at scale to help all of you get way more traction in your upcoming year of 2024, because 2024 needs to be about you getting some wins. One of the questions that really struck me was some of them go, I don't know if I should bring my partner into this. And I inquire further and I go, do you mean like your partner in business or like a spouse? And they go, and what we've arrived at is it's both. What I've learned from this, there's a little bit of fear about stepping into this or taking the risk on going toward a mastermind when maybe you don't know enough about it or you haven't answered all of your questions. So what I want to share with you is ask any question you're worried about, even if you think you might offend the coach. It probably won't offend them and they're probably already ready for it.
Are you a bad person?
But more than anything, what they're really getting down to is there's something that they're looking for that's going to create comfort and security in how they approach this. And part of them is actually relaying the fact that they want their spouse or their partner to be a part of this. They are looking for a deeper connection with them. And what I say as a coach is bring them on in. Why? Because I think that when you are walking the same path with somebody that adds to your comfort zone, it makes it that much more easy for you to take the steps to be successful in the first place. Because now you have somebody to bounce ideas off of and thoughts all throughout the day. And that's the key when you're building a business. If you don't have somebody like that, that's a spouse or partner to build that with, that's why you get into a coaching system. You work with a coach that you can trust will have your back, and automatically that's going to eliminate all your worries and fears about question number one. One of the most common questions I get is, how can I do this if I have so little time? And the irony of that is I can't speak for everyone else's course out there, but the irony in my courses is I literally teach you how to scale and build a team so you aren't constantly wrapped up in your own business. Because the truth is, most people start off in businesses being what? Self-employed. Self-employed means you are employed by yourself. The key though is we got to switch you from self-employed to being a business owner as fast as possible, and preferably while you have the high income coming in before you start taking it and blowing it on all your fun cars and trips that you want to do. That's right. You repurpose that funds toward your business. So once it's all on autopilot and you have new funds coming because now you're in the quadrant of being a business owner, you're able to achieve those things even faster. And the truth is, most people aren't on these calls asking about this because they're worried about the time it will take. They already know part of them wants to put that time in. What I've really learned is it's not really about the fear of the amount of time they have to put in. It still comes back to the root of fear of changing gears and going in a very different direction. Maybe it takes away from something, but the truth is you are on that call because part of your mind and your body has already committed to putting your time elsewhere. So stop questioning it. Reach out there, grab what you want to do and run toward it. The question comes up where they say, hey, will I even have enough time to do this? How can I commit to this when I already feel so busy or overworked? There's two things I want to hit on here. One is you already know what you're doing isn't working and it's not what you want to be doing either, right? So let's say we go ahead and get past that first hurdle. We've decided to execute on the change. And yes, the fear of crap, do I have enough hours in the day to be effective? That will start to peak in. What that fear is that hamster wheel that you start getting on where you're worrying about, do I know the answer to this or that? You're worrying about something that hasn't even arrived. So how do you know if you can't handle it and you don't have the time? I bet almost every one of you out there has had some big project at work or some family emergency that just completely threw off your day or your week. And you know what? In business, that can be the exact same thing. But just like anything, when you agree to let it be a part of your life and you build it into your schedule, it becomes normal. And the more you put that energy and time into it, even if it has become a complete second job, you're doing it for yourself. And that's really what we're here to do it for. We're willing to put in that extra effort, even if it means double the time for a little bit of time, until you can start to build and scale by adding in support staff and admins, which is exactly what we're going to teach you how to do. In fact, we're going to help provide you with your first virtual assistant. I'll show you how once you get in the course. So again, we're talking about giving up something to gain something, right? So here you are, let's say across this line and over here, this is your employed world. And you're like, oh my God, if I tried to stretch past this line to go to self-employed world, it means I got to do this. You don't though. You can actually start to do this. You slide that whole scale over. You build that income as fast as possible so you don't even care what happens on the employed side. Imagine how empowering that will be for you when you get to do this thing I love to say, which is called slow quitting, where literally you're so far over here that it doesn't even matter what happens on the employment side because you're self-employed, your business ownership side has grown so tremendously that you can do that thing called slow quitting, where you just wait, you collect your paycheck, you get all your benefits, and one day they come up and they go, hey, you haven't really been doing much at work. I think we might have to let you go or write you up. And you go, hey man, no problem. Do what you got to do. Slow quitting is the best thing. In fact, I hope you get to that point when you're so successful crossing that line of being self-employed that you know you'll be able to stand on your own feet really, really soon. And even if you get fired a little bit earlier than you wanted, or you quit a little earlier than you expected, you are fine because you made that move of your own accord, and that transition phase made it all the more valuable. And for this last one, there's so many different ways that this comes up, but it all kind of comes down to, do I believe in myself? Do I believe I possess the ability? Am I smart enough? All kind of variations from there. I want you to take me seriously while I nerd out on this question.
Okay. Tell the story, report the facts, and get it done quick.
Not everyone will admit to this, but I do watch anime and I like Naruto. I really love that show. And the main character, he's this guy that's just not too smart.
Naruto! You failed!
And no joke, when I was employed and I was barely making ends meet right before I got my six-figure job and finally figured it out, it meant the world to me. Why? Because somebody said, hey, if you study like hell and you trust me, you do all the things you do, you're gonna work a ton, but you're gonna make six figures. And sure enough, within 6 months, I made that six figures. And I went on to make $260,000 a year as an employed person. And you know what? That taught me to do the exact same thing when it became my turn to be employed. And what did Naruto do? Naruto always called himself a genius of hard work, because plain and simple, a lot of us aren't geniuses. A lot of us are pretty average. And the truth is, average works. You do not have to be epic. You do not have to be incredibly well-versed. You don't need to have a 4.2 GPA. Hell, I don't even know if I finished with a 2.1, but I got it done, right?
Okay, now that we're warmed up, we can get started.
The truth is, in high school, I was a high C student. In college, I got through it. Again, a high C student. I never felt like I belonged. And I was around a lot of people that were way smarter than me. And the only thing better than being smart is being absolutely honest. And I can honestly tell you, when you talk to me, if I don't think you're smart, I'm going to let you know.
Damn, that's cold.
But
he's handsome
and
honest.
The truth is, I think a lot of people are more than capable of being successful self-employed people. I really do. I think the biggest reason people doubt their abilities is because of that word doubt. It's fear-based. I'm telling you, if you can't be a genius of confidence, be a genius of hard work. We'll give you the work, we'll teach you what you need to do, and all you got to do is put one foot in front of the other. And I promise you, your ability will never be questioned again. And even better yet, when you're looking back after a year of working with us, you're going to see that you were absolutely capable off the bat, and you just needed a little bit of guidance and a little instruction to get you there. And you know what? If somebody just needed to give you a little bit of instruction and guidance, and that's all it took because you still had to walk the walk, turns out you didn't need to be a genius of anything at all. You just had to put in the work. And congratulations, because you did it. Those are the conversations I'm looking forward to having with everybody that comes through this program. I hope if you ever have questions, fears, or worries, bring them up to me. You don't have to join this course for me to talk to you about this stuff. I want to be there to help people out because truthfully, that's what gets me going at the end of the day. I love seeing people have breakthroughs in their own self-awareness of their abilities. And even better yet, when they get to finally put that into reality and create that in their businesses. Because I was just like you guys. I came from fully employed. I was raised to get a good job, go to college, do well, have a family, all the same stuff almost every American gets taught. And then at the very end of all of it, here I am now. I rewrote my whole plan and I am officially a multi-business owner. I'm so proud of it. And now I've taught other people how to do that. So from now on, whenever those three questions come up for you, I want you to think about the answers that we went over in this video. And I want you to know that everything is completely possible. If you ever need a second reminder, feel free to reach out.